Pustaka Negeri Sarawak. MIRI is the northern node for Pustaka Negeri Sarawak, catering for information and research needs of MIRI's population as well as neighboring towns and districts around Sarawak northern region. It is a research and
Okay, hello everybody. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our third episode of Sarawak Futures Podcast, organized by Pustaka Negeri Sarawak MIRI. All right, so here today we have two distinguished panelists joining us. Let us introduce our panelists this afternoon. Our first panelist, Yang berbahagia Tuan Haji Japri Bujang Masli, Chief Executive Officer Pustaka Negeri Sarawak. Welcome, Tuan Haji Japri.
Thank you, Novide.
Yeah. So he is also the Vice President of Business Community Institute of Management Sarawak, MASA. So his role in the community includes knowledge access, community development, and of course, today we have our second panelist, Professor Dr. Roy Rilera Marzo from Philippines, and currently he's based in MIRI, and he's the Dean of Faculty of Humanities and Health Sciences and Director of the Community Research and Sustainability Center of Curtin University, Malaysia. And give a round of applause to both of our panelists, although it's three of us here. And besides that, Professor Dr. Roy also is the world's top number 1% scientist of Stanford University, Elsevier. And his research span over quite a number of years, I believe since 1995 until present, which related to microbiology, diarrheic syndrome, I believe. Yeah. So that's our distinguished panelists today. So his role in education, human development, and well-being. So, and of course, I'm Nomide. I'm from Curtin University, Malaysia, manager of Student First Place Activation. I will lead the moderation with the panelist session this afternoon. And of course, our title this afternoon will be very, very interesting because we are aligning knowledge institution, which is Pustaka itself, and of course, Curtin University, Malaysia, with PCDS and SDG for sustainable communities. So PCDS, I believe everyone in Sarawak knows about it. It's post-COVID development strategy until 2030. And of course, sustainable development goals provided by United Nations. We have 17 goals overall, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So this PCDS and SDG will be assimilated into knowledge institution that include Pustaka and Curtin University, Malaysia, for sustainable communities for the next few years. So this strategy will be the foundation of what's next after 2030 for a sustainable community, sustainable state, where Sarawak aim to become a developed state in Malaysia. So our first opening icebreaker question in one sentence. We would like to invite Tuan Haji Japri first. How do you define the role of knowledge institution in building sustainable communities?
Thank you, Novide. It is actually a very true fact that humans as intelligent being depends absolutely on knowledge and information. And thus, knowledge institutions are very critical as enabler to empower communities by providing access to knowledge and information, the skill that is needed by the humans, and also values in order to build an inclusive, resilient, and sustainable future for the communities, any communities. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Tuan Haji Japri. So that's include human touch of it, of the sustainable communities, PCDS and SDG. How about Professor Dr. Roy?
Well, I strongly believe that knowledge institutions such as universities and libraries play a vital role, not only in generating knowledge, but also in empowering communities to become more informed, as what mentioned by CEO Jopri, to become inclusive and also resilient. So I believe those are some of the main roles of knowledge institutions in today's world.
Okay, there you go. So we will expand our discussion into that later on. Intelligence, resilience, community, uh, related to the institution that you're working on, and of course PCDS and SDG. So our first segment will be framing sustainable communities. That's include both PCDS and SDG. So to both panels, what does alignment with PCDS 2030 and SDG mean for knowledge institution today? Don Haji Japri?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
thank you,
please. Please.
Nomide. Prof. Roy, sorry, forgot to welcome you to the session. Very happy
Thank
to
you
be
so
with
much.
you today.
Thank you.
Regarding the alignment, Nomide, actually the issue of sustainability and of course translated into sustainable development goals by the United Nations is a global issues that is threatening planet Earth as a whole. Thus, everyone actually has no options. We should align whatever we do towards this sustainable PCDS and also sustainable development goals, because these two programs put the importance of sustainability and the preservation and conservation environment as a top priority. Thus, knowledge institutions as well has an immense responsibility to make sure that what they are doing 100% aligning to the aspirations of the PCDS 2030 and also the Sustainable Development Goals. This is to ensure that as public knowledge infrastructure, whether it is the universities or the public libraries, we are connecting people to informations and allow them to acquire relevant skills and opportunities that will make sure that whatever the outcome of those programs, it will contribute directly to economic growth, social inclusions, and also environmental sustainability. At the bottom line is there is only one Earth, so we must make sure that these aspirations for a sustainable community is a must for all of us to achieve. Thank you.
Thank you, Tuan Haji Japri. Yeah, Professor Dr. Roy, please.
One important issue today is that universities and libraries can no longer focus only on teaching or simply providing information. And communities now expect knowledge institutions such as universities and libraries to contribute directly to solve real societal challenges. And aligning with the post-COVID-19 Development Strategy 2030 and the Sustainable Developmental Goals 2030 means that in our university, that our education and also our research and community programs should really create a meaningful and measurable impact on people's lives. And as a dean of the Faculty of Humanities and Health Sciences, I strongly believe that the development should not only focus only on economic growth, but also on human well-being, the quality of education, social inclusion, and also environmental sustainability. In Sarawak, for example, we are seeing very important challenges related to healthy aging, mental well-being among our students, digital access, especially those who are from rural areas and underserved communities, and community resilience. And at Curtin University, Malaysia, we work closely with schools, communities, and with very good researchers and industries and policymakers. We should align the PCDS and SDG in our curriculum so that we can able to translate knowledge into practical solutions that can genuinely benefit the society. And for me, the real value of universities and libraries is not only producing knowledge, but in making that knowledge useful and also accessible and impactful for the community.
Okay, thank you, Professor Dr. Roy. So, talking about how policies and strategies and impact within the plan or strategic sustainable communities, which SDGs are most relevant to libraries and universities in strengthening community sustainability?
Not there.
Yeah.
Regarding the goals of SDG that are directly related to libraries, and very relevant to libraries actually. The first one is the Sustainable Development Goals number 4 on quality education through lifelong learning programs. Because nowadays, communities should not just be complacent with formal education. So after they completed their formal educations, the practice of lifelong learning through reading culture is a must to ensure that we can adapt to the changes that is happening ever faster because of the technology. And the second SDG goals that is relevant to libraries is goal number 10, reduce inequalities. I think at the beginning I did mention that as intelligent beings, our dependence on knowledge is absolute. So in order to reduce the gaps of inequalities, whether it's in terms of economic or social or any other gaps within the communities, it is crucial for us to improve the knowledge capacity of the members of the community so that they are not left behind, to ensure that they are included in the whatever development programs and changes that is happening. The third one is the Sustainable Development Goals number 9, industry, innovation, and infrastructure. And of course, nowadays, libraries especially, we are very much into technologies, especially digital technologies, to disseminate information and share informations to people regardless of their locations. And we are also investing a lot in developing digital hubs and innovation hubs that we normally call in libraries as maker spaces that allow people to learn new technologies that might be useful in their self-development. And of course, also SDG number 3, good health and well-being. And of course, when the community are very aware and literate through our literacy programs on health, they would be able to ensure that they can practice a good lifestyle to avoid um, lifestyle related diseases. This is very important. And libraries, of course, libraries are uniquely positioned because we serve all segments of societies, not specifically certain group. Everyone can always come to the library and benefited from our services and facilities. Thank you.
Right, thank you, Tonaji Japri. So we have for Pustaka as a library public knowledge infrastructures, we have number 4, number 3, number 9, and I think another one is number
10.
10. Yes, number 10. All right, correct. So we have number 4, number 3, number 9, and number 10. So how about Curtin University, Malaysia, from the Professor Dr. Roy's perspective?
Yeah, at Curtin University, Malaysia, it's more almost like the same with the libraries because definitely they have they share the same mission. But the critical issue today is that sustainable development cannot be achieved without both access to knowledge and strong human development. And that is why several sustainable developmental goals are very important, especially at Curtin University, Malaysia. And one of that is SDG number 3, good health and well-being. Another is the SDG 4 on quality education, and also reduce inequalities, SDG 10. And lastly, the SDG 17 on partnerships for the goals. And that's the reason why we have this GlobeSync network where we're able to have some good collaborations, global collaborations in other parts of the world. And universities really play a vital role, especially in strengthening the critical thinking of our students. As what CEO Japri mentioned about digital literacy also, and social inclusion and community empowerment. This is very important, especially for our students who are doing a lot of activities in the community. And a good example for this year, Curtin University Malaysia and Pustaka Negeri Sarawak, we are collaborating on a project. We had a grant actually, and it aimed at strengthening the SDG awareness among the primary and secondary school students in Miri. And the goal is to help the young people to better understand sustainability and also to encourage them to become future leaders who care about their communities and environments. So I believe these partnerships are like Pustaka, Negeri Sarawak, and Curtin University Malaysia is very meaningful because when universities and libraries or even the communities work together, then the impact become much stronger and more sustainable. And I'm quite very much excited, to see the positive outcomes of these collaborations. There are only focused SDGs for our university, which are the SDG 3, the good health, well, and being, quality education, reduce inequalities. Oh, by the way, regarding the reduce inequalities, we just had a partnerships approved from the WHO about health inequalities monitoring team. And Curtin Malaysia is already considered as one of the network monitoring team from the WHO. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I believe we can bring more good things, how we're going to improve the different SDGs for 2030.
Okay.
Can I
Yeah.
add a bit?
Sure, can.
I think Prof. Roy reminded me of the goals number 17, which is actually, I think, the most crucial goals, actually. I agree. Library is the same, actually. We are very much into partnership in order to achieve the goals. And I believe that partnership and involvements of all stakeholders, interested parties, is crucial actually, especially in promoting good values and good practices like sustainability, lifelong learning, and so on. Because just like exercise, if we talk to people, everyone agree it's good, but not many people practice exercising regularly. So
True.
similarly with knowledge, learning, and so on, and also sustainability, looking after the environment. If you ask everyone, they will say, "Oh, it is important." They know, but they don't practice. So that's why
True.
Yes.
we need that number 17 partnership to achieve the goal. We need everyone involved, parents, the private sectors, the NGOs, and so on. Thank you, Prof. Roy. I forgot that one just now. Thank you.
All right. Yes, I believe Pustaka and Curtin University Malaysia is having ongoing partnership every year, year in
Yes.
year out, I believe, and
Yeah.
even Tuan Haji Japri also received 2024 Globsing Sustainable Community Leader Award, I believe, correct? Which Globsing is organized by Professor Dr. Roy
Yeah.
and his team from the Faculty of Humanities and Health Sciences. So I believe
Oh, Nomide, I
17,
would like to
yes.
inform you the first organization who have an MOU with us when I assume as a dean at Curtin University Malaysia is Pustaka Negiri Sarawak. That's why I'm quite
Wow.
very thankful to them, and they're very supportive every year, especially during conference. That is
Wow.
partnerships, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, the compliment goes more to Prof. Roy, who initiated the collaboration.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you so much. I believe that partnership and collaboration will continue even after 2030 for maintaining the sustainable communities, which we don't know what's going to happen in 2030.
Yeah.
But I think uh, from now until 2030, that collaboration will continue so that we can continue to educate, and of course our communities is part of communities life already. It's not only educating them anymore. Now I think we are giving awareness, education, providing platform for them to understand the SDG and PCDS. And I believe the next few years is all about, like Tuan Haji Japri mentioned just now, exercising it, doing it right now. Even as of now, we are also practicing as much as possible the thing that we're planning for PCDS and SDG. Okay, so that's framing sustainable communities, of course, through the perspective of Pustaka and Curtin University Malaysia. So let's move on to our next segment, which is libraries as enablers of inclusive and sustainable communities. And of course, um, in Ketin, Malaysia, we also have libraries, but as Pustaka Negeri Sarawak as a whole is the home of knowledge as we speak. So
Yeah.
we like to see the perspective and the views from our lead panelist, Tuan Haji Japri, CEO of Pustaka Negeri Sarawak, on this segment actually, right? The enablers. Tuan Haji Japri always mentioned about the communities and intelligence or the well-being, the human being itself as intelligence. How does the library translate PCDS priorities into services that support one, inclusive access to knowledge, which is SDG 4 and SDG 10. And of course, the second one is lifelong learning and digital literacy. So because we know nowadays, the youngsters, like my generation, we start to read first. I remember during my primary school time, we have a reading contest. Whoever can read as many books as possible, they'll be given prizes. And I think reading is part of my culture. I remember one year I read about 10 to 15 books one year.
Oh,
Yeah. Then after that, mobile phone comes in. So so everyone is looking into phones. But of course, I myself, I read news, I read Wikipedia, which is knowledge resources. So I think lifelong learning besides reading, and I think reading is one of the most important skills that human develop. And even in Islam, the first word of Al-Quran is Iqra, correct, Tuan Haji Japri?
Correct.
Yeah, so that's
Correct.
mean baca lah. Baca lah. Yeah, it means reading, read. And of course, talking about digital literacy, I think Pustaka has been developing digital platform, digitalization of its infrastructure along the way. So I believe CEO of Pustaka Negeri Sarawak, Tuan Haji Japri, can share a bit more into this enabling initiative with us this afternoon. Tuan Haji Japri, please.
You make me feel old when you said younger generation, like younger people like my generation. You make me feel old. All right. So going to the questions, as far as inclusive access, libraries has been historically established to ensure democratization of access to information resources. If you look back to the old histories, hundreds of years or even thousands of years ago, access to books especially are only available to the nobles, the kings, the palaces, because ordinary people cannot have access to books. At that time, there were no printing presses, so the writer have to write manually by hand and do it one copy, cannot make so many copy, give to the king. So the king will put it inside the palace for him or those who are close to him. So the people have no access to all these knowledge resources. But as you know, developments proceed with the printing presses and so on, still some people cannot have access to these things because of the cost. You have to buy books. That's why libraries, especially public libraries, is actually the philosophy is, of course, freedom to access the information, because we look at information as a basic right to human beings in order for them to fully optimize their potential in life. So we are also going into technology. We provide now we have mobile libraries that go outside to go to the rural areas and also to outside the cities. And of course, the digital platforms, Pustaka per se, we have a platform that we call Pandey. We provide online learning for the community, open to anyone, especially on certain critical skills, which basically focuses on literacy, not just technological literacy, not just on reading, but also financial literacy or even basic health literacy and so on. So we keep developing the modules in order to help inclusive access by everyone. And of course, as far as lifelong learning and digital literacy is concerned, we have a specific program on digital literacy. We train people not just face to face, but also through our digital platform Pandey, where we have digital literacy module where people can learn at their own pace, anytime from anywhere. And when they completed it, we provide them with digital certificates for that purpose. So we train them, and also we work with other collaborators, including NGOs, which use our facilities for free to do digital literacy classes for the elderly and also for other groups in the community. As far as innovation and knowledge economy is concerned, like I said, we have maker spaces that acts like innovation labs that support creativity, entrepreneurships, and learning beyond traditional books. And of course, the post-COVID development strategy 2030, actually the Right Honorable Premier in the year 2021 has instructed Pustaka to be the leading agency as far as championing the awareness on sustainability and SDG to the general public, because the Right Honorable Premier is concerns that those in the public service or even those in other organizations might have specific program for the staff on all these SDG goals, the importance of sustainability and so on. But the general public, those in the villages, those in the not those who are the self-employed, who do not have a particular organization attached to them, they have no specific programs to ensure that they are aware of the sustainability development goals and to contribute towards that. So Pustaka was instructed to do that, and budget was provided, and we have been doing it since the year 2021. And of course, we work a lot with Katin as well and other parties as well in championing this awareness among community. So those are things that we have done. I think we cannot stop. We will continue to do so. Thank you.
Thank you, Tuan Haji Japri. I believe Pustaka have done a lot in contributing literacy, knowledge, sharing knowledge to our community in Sarawak. I believe Tuan Haji Japri already answer how do libraries contribute to community well-being and social resilience. Maybe you want to add a bit more on details, because the next question will be, how do libraries contribute to community well-being and social resilience?
Actually, we have to go back to the nature of human being. We are intelligent beings, and the problem with intelligent being is we were born ignorant. I think if we do a general observation, no other creature, including plants, that were born totally ignorant, except humans. That is why we have to learn. We have to learn how to walk. We have to learn how to talk. We have to learn everything from the most basic up to the most complicated. But other than humans, they don't have any institutions for them to learn to, no school or any training institutions for any other creatures. I don't think they have the ability to learn as well. I think some scholars claim that certain species like chimpanzees or even the dolphin can learn, but that is still subject to difference in opinion whether it's learning or training. So,
yes, correct. Yeah.
So this is where the role of libraries as a lifelong learning institutions, contributing towards community well-being and resilience, especially in the changing environment. Because I think to the generations that are older than myself, I don't think they ever learn about sustainability or climate change in their formal learning. But now they are still alive, but the world is changing. So if libraries is not doing this awareness and lifelong learning to enlighten them on these issues now, how will they understand what's going on? Why the rains come not like it was previously? Why the seasons change? Why we cannot see so many animals nowadays when many years back they were in abundance. So the lifelong learnings that is provided by libraries is very critical actually to ensure the resilience and the well-being of the community, in especially adapting themselves to the changing environments, not just the physical environments, but also the social and economic environments. Nowadays, the technology has brought in cashless transactions, online banking, even the welfare contribution by governments is now being done digitally. And how does these
Yes.
poor people who has never been exposed to this knowledge during their younger time, how can they benefit from all this if the libraries is not there to teach them on all this literacy and to train them on all this new knowledge? They will not be able to adapt to these changes. So all communities need to ensure a lifelong learning institutions like libraries is very well equipped and developed and supported to ensure the community as a whole, even the humans global community, they are resilient and they are able to adapt to the changes that comes. Thank you.
Right, thank you, Tuan Haji Japri. Talking about human being intelligence, I believe human is highly unique and we can differentiate ourselves because we can identify space and time. If fish, they can only in a pond. And plus, we can build our own civilization, buildings. I think that's make us different from other species, I believe.
True.
Yeah. All right, correct. Interesting, interesting. Last but not least for this segment, which also related to Pustaka and Tuan Haji Japri, what capabilities and future skills are needed within libraries to remain relevant up to 2030? We heard a lot of initiative, projects, collaboration by Pustaka, and I believe your team is highly skilled, highly trained, highly knowledgeable in what they are doing, and advancing all those initiatives to another level. I believe the new capabilities, new future skills. So maybe you can share the vision of it.
Yeah, okay. Actually, as professionals who are in the front line of lifelong learning, the librarians and those who works in the libraries must be at the forefront of technological changes and at the forefront of technological developments to ensure that we have the necessary skills before the general public take up, so that we can help the general public in order to make use of these new tools to ensure that they can prosper in a modern environment that's we are facing now. So those in the library setting must be a fast learner, must be lifelong learners who reads regularly and widely, not just focused to librarianship per se, but we must also read on environment, on social, on politicals, on history, even economics, so that we can help the public to learn things that are necessary in order to help them solve their problems that they face in their life, in order to help them pass the challenges that they face in their business life or even personal life or even academics life. So the librarians has to be always in front as far as technology, knowledge, and also the industrial revolution that is happening now into robotics, into artificial intelligence, and so on. We cannot be lagging behind, or else we might not be able to be an effective lifelong learners companion and helping the people to develop. We go back to the basis that humans' dependence on knowledge is absolute. So libraries is actually a very strategic institutions to ensure that the community will be able to live peacefully and ensure prosperity and also wealth distributions more fairly among the community, through the improvements of knowledge capacity among all members of the public. So to ensure that the librarians and the library workers must have full understanding of this principle, that knowledge is everything, that in this world, nothing is difficult. The only thing is whether you know or you don't know. If you know, no matter what, it's easy. If you don't know, no matter how simple, it's difficult. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Tuan Haji Japri. I was also about to like mention about AI. We haven't talked about quantum computing, which talking about industrial revolutions. Which I myself talking about AI. I don't really, catching up with those AI tools yet, yet. And I believe, yeah, and I believe Pustaka also in the future will, besides knowledge-based investment, I think it is important for the state government also to look into infrastructure development and investment.
Yes.
Like we have laptop nowadays, probably in the future we have different kind of technology that we're using, totally whole different things that we're using. Even not only computing, even the cars that we are using, starting using EV. So I believe all those infrastructure, probably maybe mobile pustakan, maybe in the future is fully automated. It's drone trucks. Who
Yeah.
knows, right?
Good plan, good plan.
Yeah, we never know what's the future holds for pustaka. So like Tuan Haji Japri mentioned just now, the librarians need to be ready to embrace those development. I believe we cannot push it away. We need to embrace it and develop together with the whole humanities as a whole. All right, interesting topics. Probably we are like at the fringe of science and technology here. Okay, so that's from Pustaka perspective in terms of enabling inclusivity and getting our communities to be sustainable. So we move on to Professor Dr. Roy, the Dean of Faculty of Humanities and Health Sciences of Kertih University, Malaysia. Talk about humanities and well-being and sustainable development. First question, Professor Dr. Roy, how do the humanities contribute to sustainable communities beyond economic growth?
That's a very good question, Omide.
Yes.
One important things we sometimes forget that sustainability is not only about economic growth, or we talk about buildings, technologies, or talking about artificial intelligence a while ago. But a truly sustainable community is also about people. That's humanity. It's about people, their values, their culture, their well-being, and the sense of belonging. And this is where humanities play a very important role. The humanities help us better understand empathy, communication, ethics, cultural identity, and social responsibility. This you cannot able to get it from artificial intelligence. So it is very important that we have to inculcate this kind of soft skills to our students. And these are the things that help the communities to stay united, to become more resilient, especially during the difficult times, especially last, COVID-19, and as what CEO Jopri mentioned about climate change now. So these humanities, these soft skills are very, very important for them to become more adaptable. And humanities also help ensure that the development remains human-centered. Even though we are in the very rapid digital transformation, we still have to remain human-centered. And for example, here in Sarawak, and sustainability is not only about development projects or economic progress. In Kertih University, we are also protecting indigenous knowledge. Actually, we have one lecturer here in our faculty are doing about indigenous knowledge, and at the same time also preserving the local languages and cultural heritage. And that I would say makes making sure that the communities continue to feel connected and to their identity and tradition. So that I think how humanities can contribute to sustainable communities beyond economic growth.
Okay, thank you, Professor Dr. Roy. It's very interesting. Um, we have the technology side of
Mhm.
it, the development, the progress, but well, now we're talking about the human side of human progress, actually.
True.
So we always forget about psychological part of it, the human part of it, the human touch part of it. Very
Mhm.
interesting. The next question is, what is the link between humanities, health sciences, which is the faculty that you are leading in
Yep.
Kertin, Malaysia, and human well-being in especially in SDG number 3?
Yeah. As a medical doctor and also a
Mhm.
dean in the faculty, one important um, thing we need to understand is that health is not only about hospitals, not only about medicines or treating diseases. Our well-being is also shaped by our education, our relationships with others. The culture also is very important. Mental health, social support, and even the environment we live in every day. So this can really contributes of who we are now. And that's why humanities and health sciences are very closely connected to one another, because health sciences help us to understand diseases, prevention, treatment, healthcare systems, while humanities help us better understand people, their emotions. That's what normally say, psychology, their experiences, their behaviors, their values, and their everyday struggles. In Sarawak, and not only in Sarawak, but in other regions, we are facing growing challenges related to aging and mental well-being. And aging Sarawak will be the first state to become an aged society in Malaysia. But medical treatment alone is not enough. People also need emotional support, uh, a very good, strong communities, social connection, and compassionate care. And in aging also, um, we have these three pillars: participation, health, and then security. And the participation is the most important for the older adults to obtain a quality of life. So social connection is very important now. And therefore, the healthcare becomes more meaningful and become more effective when we care not only for the illness, but also for the person, the family also, and the community behind it. So
Mhm.
that's the link between humanities, health sciences, and the human well-being.
Okay, interesting because we are, in between, of course, science, medical science also. I believe Professor Dr. Roy is also from the background of medical, correct?
Yeah. And that now, Nomide and CO Jopri, we are now integrating in a medical curriculum, we are now integrating these soft skills, these humanities components in the curriculum, because we need medical doctors who are empathetic, compassionate. And
Correct.
this is what our medical doctors are lacking now. So we would like to
Mhm.
integrate that in the curriculum, in the medical
Yes.
curriculum. Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned about ethic just now. I believe medical also they have a code of ethics throughout their professional
Yeah.
career, which they must practice. And
Yeah.
yeah, and all those social skills, psychological skills that they need to be more understanding to human
Mhm.
or their passions. All right, interesting. So next question for Professor Dr. Roy. How can universities shape graduates who are ethically grounded, socially responsible, and sustainably oriented.
Yeah. One important challenge today is that universities are often expected, to produce graduates who are technically skilled and ready for employment. But society also needs graduates who are ethical, social
Yes, correct.
responsible,
Correct.
adaptable, compassionate, or genuinely concerned about the well-being of their communities, not only themselves. And universities play a very important role in shaping not only the knowledge and technical skills, but also the values, the leaderships, and the empathy, the critical thinking, especially in this era of digital transformations. And students should not only learn theories inside the classroom. Students today are very different from previous generations. The way the universities engage students in 1970s or even 20 years ago is very different from how we should engage the generation Z or future generation today. And this generation values purpose. They are very innovative. They prefer more collaborations. They are very flexible. They want to have more real life relevance of what they are reading and what they are learning. So our technologies, our teaching approaches must be also become more innovative, must be interactive, and must be student centered. So in Curtin University, Malaysia, we encourage our students to work closely with different schools. They even go to remote areas, remote communities, and sustainability initiatives that to have an experiential learning. And this allows them to better understand the current issues related to sustainable developments, while also learning how they can make a positive difference in society. And honestly, I believe this remains one of the biggest challenges for universities today. How they're going to truly equip their students, not only with knowledge and technical skills, but also with the values, mindsets, and social responsibility needed to lead the society in a sustainable and meaningful way.
Right. Thank you, Professor Dr. Roy. Interesting to know how Curtin Malaysia, shaping their graduates, the way that you explain it. I believe in a way we are doing our best to shape the graduates holistically.
Yep.
Yeah, from social to emotion and even spiritual. I believe Tuan Haji Japri, as a Muslim, I am a Christian. I think the value of having faith also helps in their journey as a students, I believe. Professor
Very
Roy.
true.
Yes, and of course, being empathy, a love. Yeah, I think that's all elements of faith, also a part of their journey into become a holistic graduates. And talking about graduates, I believe in Kati Malaysia, we are also creating leaders so that they can be the change makers, as Tuan Haji Japri mentioned just now. They can become the next leaders, leading medical science, leading sustainability development. So I think holistic development as a graduates, and another level is let them become the next leaders, I believe. Correct, Professor Roy? Correct, Tuan Haji Japri?
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's how big human is. Advancing humans to the next level, to the next level, like Elon Musk is doing. He's doing to the next level. Planning to go Mars. Station at the moon. So that's knowledge, technical advancement. Oh, that's rocket science. Okay. So we have come to our final segment, which is institutional synergy and collaborative governance, which I believe it's related to SDG 17. And I believe Pustaka and Curtin University Malaysia is actively collaborating with each other and actively practicing this SDG. So to both panels, first question, I would like to invite Tuan Haji Japri first. How can libraries and universities collaborate more strategically rather than operating in silos?
Of course, the collaboration, as we mentioned earlier, I think Prof. Roy also mentioned the same thing, is a must in order for us to achieve better impact in whatever we are doing. What we need to focus now is to move from program-based collaboration into strategic partnerships. To a certain extent, we have done it with Curtin and few other institutions. We have work together, developing programs. We shared expertise and resources. Curtins have helped us with research, as mentioned by Prof. Roy earlier in this session. And of course, we have to make sure that our programs and strategies and policies is not just aligning to the so-called PCDS and SDG, but also in alignment between the universities and the libraries overall, and also together with the national and state agendas. The focus should be more on shared outcomes, not isolated activities or program. Thank you.
Interesting. It's a complex, but at the same time, I think in a way the final goal is to develop sustainable communities. Either it's students, either it's aging society, either it's public as a whole. How about you, Professor Dr. Roy?
One important reality today is that many societal challenges have become too complex for one institution to solve alone. So you cannot expect Pustaka Negeri Sarawak to solve all the problems. Partnerships is very, very important. Strategically, partnerships as what CEO Japri mentioned. Some issues like digital inequality, which the Pustaka Negeri Sarawak have a very good program about this. Also, youth empowerment, sustainability. This would require a strong collaborations between universities and the libraries, the communities, and even the policymakers. And from my experience, sometimes communities feel more comfortable approaching a library first before engaging with the university, and that is why partnerships is very powerful. So you can see most of our community engagements, we would like to connect with Pustaka Negeri Sarawak. In Miri, we have this Pustaka Miri, and our program related to SDG awareness, community education, and youth engagements. And I believe that the future is no longer about the institutions working in silos, but the real impact really happens when Pustaka Negeri Sarawak and Curtin University, for example, work together in one a knowledge ecosystem, because collaboration does not only share expertise, it creates opportunities, it empowers our communities, and also helps to build a future for the next generation. So we need to have a strategic partnerships, not only signing MOU and after that no more. So we need to have some form of KPI. How we need to be productive as a partner institution.
Yes, correct. And I believe the partnership and collaboration will benefit both communities. Pustaka serving the public communities and Curtin serving its staff and students. I believe it's a part of students' experience in campus life where they're volunteering and they've been part of the projects. And I believe they are also excited and they are very happy if they contribute in one way or another to the communities as a whole. Right. Next question. What does an effective library and university partnership look like in advancing PCDS and SDG? SDG.
Yeah, I believe it's my turn.
Yes, correct. Please, Tuan Haji Japri.
Okay. Actually, an effective partnership, especially between universities and libraries, it look like one, as if there is no particular boundary
Yeah.
between universities and libraries, because an effective collaboration complement each other, not in competition. So universities, they have experts, they have academics who are very specialized, who are very knowledgeable in their particular field. And libraries, we democratize access to these information resources. So whatever research and publications being done by the universities, the libraries will make it accessible to the general public. So we complement each other's role. So if you look from afar, you cannot distinguish there are two actually separate organizations, but as one who contributed not just towards the state goals, but to the humanity as a whole. Those experts, they did their research, they publish, and then they make it available to people. But they don't have the facilities and, of course, the skills to serve to the general public who wanted to access this information.
Yeah.
So those will be the roles of the libraries, including the academic libraries and, of course, state libraries like us and other public libraries. So a very effective partnership is something that when you see from afar, you cannot differentiate that there is a partnership. It looks just like one organization who work together for a shared goals for the benefits of everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Tuan Haji Japri. A very good explanation on that question. I love the word complement each other. It's like working as a husband and wife. Correct? They complement each other where they have their own strength and they come together to serve the community as a whole. Yeah, Professor Dr. Roy, please
Yeah,
share your perspective.
I strongly agree with CEO Japri. Partnerships between libraries and universities uh, become very powerful. Especially when the libraries are often. We all know that libraries are the most trusted learning spaces within the community, and many communities actually feel comfortable participating through the local libraries because they are very familiar and very trusted, and also a community-centered spaces. And that encourage learning and open discussion. And that's why we're very thankful to Mary Library. If we would like to do health or educational talks to the public, the venue is free. So we're very thankful of that. And Nomite, I've seen personal that most successful partnerships, not the ones that with the biggest events, but the ones that build long-term trust and continuous engagements, as what we are doing with Pustaka Negeri Sarawak. And what is important is that partnerships would benefit for the community over time. So I think I would say that's the most effective way of the library and the university partnerships to advance on PCDS and SDG.
Right. Thank you, Professor Dr. Roy. Yeah, probably in the future we can have our students become, Kertin University Malaysia students become Pustaka ambassador. Going to the rural areas, they become Pustaka ambassador. As a Kertin student, they become Pustaka ambassador to bring PCDS and SDG to the rural communities.
That's a very good suggestion.
Yeah, we can work it together.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can have like Pustaka CEO Japri already mentioned about some professional training and all. So maybe we can work out what we can do, or maybe give some certificates.
Yes,
to
correct.
train them, for the younger, especially the primary secondaries, to become ambassador of SDGs.
Yes. Yeah,
Wow,
yeah,
That's a good
correct.
idea.
agree.
Yes. Yeah. So COO has approved one project here. Okay. Okay. So interesting. We're gonna talk it after this meeting.
Yeah.
Okay. So next question. How can shared resources that include data, researchers, collections, I believe books, collection, journals, and programs be leveraged for greater public impact?
Actually, Lomide and Prof. Roy, um, my first chairman of the State Library used to share with us that if you have money or even wealth, if you share, if let's say if you have 2 ringgit and then you share with another person, then that person will have 1 ringgit and you yourself will have 1 ringgit. The total is still 2 ringgit.
True.
But as far as the resources on expertise, on knowledge, on information, if I know something and I share with the two of you, now the three of us know the same thing without reducing what I know. So now the initial knowledge times 3. So that's how shared resources, as far as expertise, experiences, knowledge, and information, when shared, it's leveraged exponentially. It's not like money. When you share, you will have less. This one, when you share, you will have more. You share with 3 people, you will multiply it by 3. You share it with the public, you will multiply it exponentially. So this is how, when the universities with all the expertise and the human resources they have, when they share with the libraries and the libraries extend this knowledge and information and publications with the public, we multiply almost up to the infinity, whoever want to learn about it, and it will give enormous impact to the future, not just the future of Sarawak, but the future of the world as a whole. It is always a basic principle that a knowledgeable person is always better than his ignorant self. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Don Haji Japri.
Yeah.
Very good respond to that question, actually. Sharing is caring. At the same time, sharing it to other people also means we actually add the knowledge to others and add the knowledge to ourselves, actually. Yeah. All right. Yeah, like you mentioned just now, knowledge it's just like 1 ringgit and 1 ringgit. So knowledge also a currency for everyone to share, actually. And yeah. So how about you, Professor Dr. Roy?
One
Share.
common challenge, um, many institutions are actually working toward a similar goals, but sometimes, they work separately, instead of combining their strength and resources. And we're quite very happy that, Pustaka Negeri Sarawak, we have, shared the same vision and mission. So the shared resources, such as the research findings, educational materials, and even the community programs and expertise, can really create a bigger impact when the universities and also the libraries collaborate closely. And universities can help develop evidence-based content and student lead activities, while the libraries can bring these programs closer to schools and families and local communities. So through this collaboration, knowledge become more easy or easier to understand, and more reliable and more accessible to the public. So it is very good that we have a very good collaboration with Pustaka Negeri Sarawak, and such examples, the data and also research which we currently Pustaka Negeri Sarawak give us around 100,000 to do a research about the awareness of SDG among the primary and secondary schools. So these are very good strategic partnerships in sharing resources between two institutions.
Interesting. Yeah. And probably whatever we have in university can be commercialized for the benefits of the public in general, whether it's in business or medicals or knowledge base or even leadership, psychology, everything, every part of knowledge faculties there. Thank you so much. Last but not least, the question, what leadership, we're talking about leadership just now, what leadership or governance mindset shift are required to strengthen institutional alignment?
Actually,
Yeah.
in this issue, as far as Sarawak is concerned, we have seen at the state level, the leadership is already there. They are very much in front as far as leadership and governance towards PCDS itself. It is initiated by the government as well, and SDG also. But to any other level of leadership, whether it's institutionals or communities, we need to really adopt a collaborative mindset instead of institutional silos. And we must be people-centric. The approach must be people-centric and focus on community outcomes. And third, we must be a future-oriented leadership style, embracing innovation and partnerships. So the adaptation of leadership governance must prioritize impact over ownership. Thank you.
Interesting point you have there, Tuan Haji Japri. How about you, Professor Dr. Roy?
I totally agree with CEO Japri. Collaboration and shared responsibility is a very good important characteristic of being a good leader. In the past, the institutions sometimes focus mainly on their own targets, achievements or visibility. But many of today's challenges, such as sustainability or educational gaps or maybe community resilience, these are too complex, for one institution to solve alone. So I personally seen that the most successful initiative happen when the universities and the libraries and even the government agencies or even the schools or industries and communities, when they work together with trust and shared goals and continuous communication, I think it would be a good way to introduce and also to strengthen our institutional alignment. And also, I also believe that leadership today needs to become more community oriented. Success should not be only measured by reports, by rankings, by numbers, but also how much positive impact we create for people and community. So for me, a strong institutional alignment happens when the leaders are willing to listen, to collaborate, as what CEO Japri mentioned. We need to share resources and also focus on long-term community benefit, not a short-term benefit, but a long-term community benefits rather than individual institutional interests.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Professor Dr. Roy. So I believe both answering it quite clear. It is people-oriented, community-oriented in the long term. All right. So I believe we have come to the end of our segment. And of course, we have final part of it, which is the key takeaways. We would like to invite Tuan Haji Japri to share with us one key takeaway and one priority action for libraries. Please, Tuan Haji Japri.
Thank you. Actually, one of the priority action for libraries, uh, no matter where, is to strengthen our role as a digital and knowledge hub by ensuring that every community, especially in the rural areas and the underserved, has equitable access to information, skills, knowledge, and opportunities in line with the post-COVID development strategies 2030 and also in line with sustainable development goals. And those who are in these particular industries, the librarians and the library workers, we must remember that as human beings, we are always happy when we benefit others. Even the most evil among humans, when they want to be happy, they have to make sure that they benefit others. Someone, if they, this is just an example, if they have robbed a bank and have millions of ringgit, and they keep it to themselves, and suddenly they become happy and smiling and laughing, there must be something wrong with the mind. What they have to do is take some of the money, call their friends, go have a party, and enjoy. So only by benefiting others, then happiness will come to you. So similarly, us in the libraries, in the universities, by contributing to each other and contributing to the community, it will make sure that we will achieve our self-happiness and of course our career goals. That is very important, I think. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Tuan Haji Japri. So, key takeaway is the benefit to society, to the community as a whole. So, to Professor Dr. Roy, one priority
Well,
action for universities.
one important priority for universities
Yeah.
is to make education and research more connected to real societal needs. And universities should not only focus on classroom and publications, but also help communities to address everyday challenges related to well-beings. And I believe that the most meaningful universities are those that create positive and lasting impact on people's lives.
All right. Thank you so much. Short and simple, Professor Dr. Roy. So that's bringing impact, of course, back to the society and community itself. So with that, we have come to the end of our session. But of course, before we end, we have a closing session also. Tuan Haji Japri and Professor Dr. Roy. In summary, I just want to summarize in short, because a very long discussion that we have here and very
Indeed.
collaborative information here between Pustaka and Kertin, which also I believe will benefit other universities that Pustaka is working together with, like maybe UTS, UNIMAS, UITM, and I think this session has been benefiting not only Kertin University Malaysia and Pustaka, but also to those listeners and to those who is watching this session, so that they can have a little bit of ideas and how to grow that ideas, like Tuan Haji Japri and Professor Roy mentioned. Sharing is important, so that whatever we share here, they also have ideas and they grow the ideas to become a better ideas in the future for the benefits of society and communities. So in short, I believe collaboration, people-centric, community oriented, future-oriented leadership, impact-oriented, shared responsibility, shared goals, and of course, long-term oriented, community-oriented. All these keywords is one of the important efforts to align institutions like Pustaka, library institution, and universities, which is Kertin University Malaysia and other universities in the future, aligning them to work together for the PCDS 2030 and of course United Nations SDG, and so that they can contribute it back to sustainable communities. And of course, closing reflection, we would like to invite Tuan Haji Japri once again and Professor Dr. Roy. What gives you optimism about the future role of knowledge institutions like Pustaka and Kertin University Malaysia in sustainable communities?
For myself, actually, I'm very optimistic because knowledge institutions are evolving. We are embracing digital transformation, strengthening partnerships, and becoming more community-driven. With this shift, libraries will continue to play a central role in building inclusive, resilient, and sustainable communities. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Tuan Haji Japri. Professor Dr. Roy, please.
Yeah. What gives me optimism is seeing more universities like Curtin University and Pustaka Negeri Sarawak and communities starting to work together with a shared purpose rather than working separately. In Sarawak, for example, I see many encouraging efforts related to SDG awareness, as what CEO Japri mentioned about digital inclusion, to address digital inequality, youth empowerment, and community well-being. So yeah, these initiatives shows that education and research are no longer staying only inside classroom or in the institutions, but reaching the people who need them most. And for me, the future is very promising. I would say that because when knowledge institutions like library or a university remain compassionate, inclusive, and community focused, and committed to creating positive impact for future generations. So I'm so excited what will bring us later on. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Professor Dr. Roy. And I'm also excited, and throughout this session, I'm so glad I'm part of this session. Thank you to Pustaka for inviting me as the moderator. And of course, thank you for Pustaka also for inviting Kertin University Malaysia. And of course, on behalf of Kertin University Malaysia is Professor Dr. Roy joining us for this session. And I learned a lot. I learned a lot of keywords, all those information given by Tuan Haji Japri and Professor Roy, your perspective, your sharing of knowledge and sharing of experience, and what the future holds for collaboration for the good of sustainable communities in Sarawak especially, and in general in Malaysia, because in Kertin University Malaysia we have international students. So probably whatever we do now, whatever we are contributing into the campus, back to the campus and Pustaka communities, it will impact the whole world, I believe. Yeah, and probably maybe some of our local students can, will be working outside Malaysia, outside Sarawak. So they are also contributing to their society globally. So here we're not talking about doing things locally, but it's also impacting the efforts globally. All right. So once again, thank you so much, Tuan Haji Japri, and of
Thank you,
course,
Namaste.
yeah. Yeah, and
I
Professor
would like
Dr. Roy.
also
Sure.
I would like also to thank Pustaka Negeri Sarawak, and of course CEO Tuan Haji Japri, and of course the regional manager Mr. Edison Riquet for inviting me, and of course Mr. Nomede, our
Yeah.
moderator for today. Thank you so much for this meaningful discussion. Yeah.
Sure, thank you. And of course,
Prof.
thank you for everyone from Pustaka that's include. Maybe we can unable to name everyone, but Dorothy that have been working closely with us to coordinate and bring us together, three of us, tiga bujang lapok. And just a joke. And of course, behind the scene we have IT guy. Is working behind the scene to make sure recording properly. Thank you so much to all Pustaka team working very, very good, very, very hard to make sure this series, Sarawak Futures Podcast, this is the third episode actually. And
We're so lucky to be part of it.
Yes, I'm so happy being part of it, being invited. Yeah, and I always excited as a Kertin team. Together with Professor Roy, we are always excited to be part of Pustaka communities and Pustaka initiative. Actually, yeah, very happy because Pustaka always bring us and invite Kertih University Malaysia. And I believe the staff and students in Kertih University Malaysia are excited, and they're willing to contribute in one way or another to help, and working together with Pustaka to serve the communities in general, whether it's the city communities and rural communities, especially rural communities where information, knowledge, data barely reach them. I believe they are one of the important areas that we can look into. So once again, thank you so much, Pustaka Negeri Sarawak, Miri. Thank you so much, Kertih University Malaysia, and thank you so much, CEO Don Haji Japri. Once again, thank you so much,
You are
Professor
most
Dr. Roy.
welcome. My
Okay,
pleasure
thank
to
you so
have both
much.
of you.
Yeah, thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. I
Let's
learned a
keep
lot.
in touch, guys.
Yeah, sure. And of course, last but not least, salam Malaysia Madani, salam Sarawak ku sayang, salam Sarawak Maju Makmur, and of course, salam segulai sejalai to all of you listeners, and of course, viewers of this podcast. So see you in the future. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Thank you.